Hello everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Music Store in Utrecht, the Netherlands, and today we are taking a look at a really cool vintage bass guitar, which has been quite a while. A really awesome Fender Telecaster bass from 1975 in its original blonde finish. Really cool bass. Not all that well known of a bass model made by Fender. The Fender Telecaster bass, like what even does that mean? Because it kind of just looks like a P bass, but what is a big difference between a P bass and a Telecaster bass is that we are dealing with a slab body, so you do not have any like comfort contours like around the arm resting area, or like a belly carve, or like rounded corners, edges. It's really kind of like, in that sense, very much similar to the Fender Telecaster guitar, but in a bass form and with a double cut body shape, which then kind of like looks like a P bass. But yeah, this model was first introduced in 1968, but this is like the second version, as in that we now have a very cool wide range humbucker bass pickup that you would also see on Fender Telecaster Customs, as well as Fender Telecaster Deluxes, also from that same time. So yeah, really cool bass, looks badass, and also sounds just fantastic. So let's dive into the specs. So we've got an ash body underneath this blonde finish, which is like a see-through, translucent, creamy, buttery color, which just looks really tasty. And then again, with that wide range humbucker bass pickup with a Fender logo embossed on there, with your ashtray bridge cover, also looking very cool. The pickguard has been changed, so that is non-original, and it has also been rewired, which I'm not 100% sure why that was needed, but it probably was needed because now it just works just perfectly fine and just as is, so that is probably just a big plus. But it is also a very like the bass is very simple in the sense that you just have one pickup and then a volume control and a tone control, just like on a P bass. Just really cool bassy, rumbly goodness in all of the right ways. Got your input jack over here on the side. We are dealing with some interesting like finish blemishes or like finish wear, because like over here on the inside of the cutaway you do got some interesting finish wear. Not 100% sure what happened there. You can also like feel it. It's nothing like too dramatic, but it is definitely some sort of a wear pattern. You also see that here on the bottom, like maybe stand rash or something like that, or just like a bad stand, as in that would just damage the finish. And also here on the arm resting area you got some wear, but as we can tell, overall it just looks really good. Also here on the back you obviously have some wear, like this bass is 50 years old, so that is nothing too major, but you do obviously got some scratches and some nicks and dings here and there, but obviously again looking rather nice. Then moving on to the neck, maple neck, maple fingerboard with your vintage radius, so 7¼ inches. It's quite a beefy neck, definitely kind of like P bass style. Actually, like maybe like in between a jazz bass and a P bass, now that I feel it, as in that it does feel a bit narrower here over at the nut, as you would like find on a jazz bass, but it is not as narrow as like you feel on a jazz bass, and it does widen up a bit, but not like an extreme bunch. So in that sense, it's kind of like in between the two, so like in between a P bass and a jazz bass, so that is very cool. When it comes to the frets, they are in a very nice shape. Really, yeah, just plays perfectly fine. I would say like 90% left in them. Maybe it has had like a recrown in the past, but I do not see any like divots or like major wear spots, and it just plays perfectly fine as is, so that is very nice to see. Got the original, what appears to be a bone nut, then your bullet truss rod over there on the top of the headstock, or like at the top of the neck, and then your Fender Telecaster bass decal along with your string tree and then your Fender embossed bass tuners. Last thing to mention, it also comes with a hard shell case, non-original, but it is very nice to have a case included. This bass is also quite beefy, as in that it is quite hefty. This comes in at 5.5 kilograms, so that like translates to, say, like well over 10 pounds. So it is definitely not light, but it was the 1970s, so this is not unusual to see that from those days, especially for like a bass like this, because you do have a lot of wood going on. Like there's not a whole lot of wood that has been like removed for like your belly carve or like your arm resting carve. So you really get like, yeah, again, just like a slab of wood, and you can definitely feel that in its weight. So that is good to know for those that maybe do not have a very great back, but if you do not mind like a little bit of weight, then this is yeah, just a really awesome bass. So yeah, let's see what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this 1975 Fender Telecaster bass guitar in its original blonde finish, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of cool bass guitars like this, or cool electric guitars, acoustic guitars, all of that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and to follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's see what this 1975 Fender Telecaster bass guitar sounds like. Going to be playing it through this bass amp right here, an Ampeg B25 amplifier, probably also from like the 1970s, maybe late 1960s. So yeah, let's then move on to that part and hear what this really awesome bass from the 1970s sounds like. Let's take it for a spin.